8-year-old Sam sat alone in the playground. While other children excluded him, no one approached him. Just at that moment, a man sitting on a bench at the edge of the park stood up and began walking toward Sam. The playground at Santa Monica Pier was filled with children's voices, as usual. Saturday afternoon, families were having picnics, children were playing, enjoying the sunny California weather. But 8-year-old Sam, sitting alone on the red swing in a corner of the park, was different. Sam was small and frail. His thick-framed glasses kept sliding down. His hair was messy. The comic book he held in his hands didn't interest the other children. On the contrary, they found him weird and didn't include him in their games. "Hey, glasses kid, don't come here, you'll ruin our game," said Jake, about 10 years old, while playing soccer with other children. Sam hung his head and quietly stayed on his swing. His mother, Rachel, was sitting on a bench, busy with her phone. His father was working, and Sam often had to spend time alone. "I want to play too," Sam whispered to himself, but too quietly for anyone to hear. Keanu Reeves, sitting on a bench at the edge of the park, was carefully observing this scene. He had finished his daily walk and stopped by the park to rest a bit, but what he saw was disturbing him. He noticed Sam's loneliness, how the other children excluded him, how the little boy sat withdrawn on the swing. He couldn't stand this situation any longer. This child needs a friend, Keanu thought, standing up.
Keanu slowly approached Sam. When the child looked up, he saw a tall man standing beside him and got a little scared. "Hello," Keanu said in a gentle voice, crouching down to Sam's eye level. "I'm Keanu. What are you reading?" Sam showed his book. "Spider-Man comic, but the other kids think these are childish." "Childish? I'm 60 years old and I still read comics," Keanu said with a smile. "Spider-Man is my favorite too. Which issue are you on?" Sam's eyes lit up. "Really? Do you like Spider-Man?" "Of course! Peter Parker's story is amazing. A small, frail boy who gains superpowers and becomes a great hero. Just like you," Keanu said. "I'm not a hero. I'm just a weird kid," Sam said sadly. "Who told you that?" Keanu asked, sitting down beside Sam. "The other kids. Jake and his friends. They don't include me in their games because I'm not strong like them. I can't run fast," Sam said. Keanu nodded thoughtfully. "You know, Sam, real strength isn't just about muscle power. Intelligence, kindness, imagination, these are also superpowers. You have these." Sam looked at Keanu in amazement. "Do you really think so?" "Absolutely. Now, would you tell me about this Spider-Man story?" Sam excitedly opened his comic book and began telling the story. Keanu listened carefully, asking questions, showing his admiration for Sam's knowledge. The other children began to notice this conversation. Jake and his friends approached curiously. "Who is that man?" Jake whispered to his friend. "I don't know, but he's talking very intimately with Sam," said the other.
As Keanu continued talking with Sam, he also began to attract the attention of other children. "Sam, who is Spider-Man's greatest enemy?" Keanu asked, raising his voice a bit. "Green Goblin," Sam said excitedly. "But actually, Dr. Octopus is also very dangerous. He has 8 mechanical arms and—" Jake couldn't resist. "I know Spider-Man too. Venom is also a very powerful enemy." Keanu smiled. "Ah, do you like comics too, Jake?" Jake was embarrassed but said yes. "Then why don't you talk with Sam? He knows a lot about these subjects," Keanu said. Sam was surprised. No one had ever praised his knowledge and introduced him to other children before. Maybe we could talk together," Jake said shyly. Keanu stood up. "I'm going to take a little walk. You continue talking about comics. Sam, I'm curious about your knowledge." For the first time, Sam felt important. Jake and two other children had gathered around him, asking questions. "How do you know so much?" Jake asked. "I read a lot. My dad always buys me comic books," Sam said proudly. Keanu smiled as he watched this scene from afar. His plan was working. Sam's knowledge and passion were making him valuable to the other children. Rachel, Sam's mother, had finally looked up from her phone and was amazed to see this scene. Her son was talking to more children than ever before in his life. "Excuse me," Rachel said, approaching Keanu. "Who are you? What did you do to my son?" "Hello, I'm Keanu. Sam is a very smart child. I just helped the other children see that," Keanu said. Rachel was surprised. "But Sam is usually shy, not social." "Because no one has given him a chance. Look how he's talking now. When children find common interests, they bond immediately." Rachel watched her son. Sam was laughing, talking excitedly, gesturing with his hands. She had never seen this sight before.
"Sam," Jake called, "we're going to play soccer. Would you like to come? You can be the goalkeeper." Sam's face lit up. Can I really be the goalkeeper?" "Sure. Since you're so smart, you can predict where the opponent will shoot," Jake said. Sam stood up excitedly. He had been invited to play for the first time in his life. Sam was very excited as he stood in goal. He missed the first ball, but the children shouted, "No problem, Sam! You'll get used to it." On the second shot, Sam saved the ball. "Hooray!" Jake shouted. "Sam is a super goalkeeper!" Sam felt like he was on cloud nine. Keanu smiled proudly as he watched from afar. From that day on, Sam was no longer alone in the park. Jake and his friends began including him in their games. Sam's comic book knowledge really impressed them. "You're like a real expert," Jake said one day. "Maybe you could start a comic book club for us." Sam's eyes lit up. "A comic book club? That's a great idea!" When Sam went home, he told his mother Rachel about this idea. "Mom, I want to start a comic book club with Jake and other friends." Rachel couldn't believe it. "With your friends? Sam, this is wonderful." "Yes, and like that nice man said, I really am a knowledgeable child. I can share this with my friends." The next week, while Sam was playing with his friends in the park, Keanu came again. He had a big box with him. "Sam, your friends, come here," Keanu said. "What's this?" Sam asked curiously. "A little gift for your comic book club," Keanu said, opening the box. Inside were dozens of comic books, coloring books, and drawing materials. "Wow!" Jake shouted. "Are these real?" "Of course they're real, for Sam's club. But I have one condition," Keanu said. The children listened curiously. "This club must be open to everyone. You must not exclude new children. Everyone should be included." "We promise," Sam said with determination. That weekend, the first comic book club meeting was held. 6 children gathered in Sam's backyard. Sam was presiding. "Today we'll examine Spider-Man's history," Sam said confidently. Rachel watched from the kitchen window, wiping her eyes. Her son was now completely different. Months passed. Sam's comic book club continued to grow. Other children from school also joined. Sam was now one of the most popular children at school. Jake had become Sam's closest friend. "You're a real leader, Sam," he would say to him. Sam would reply, "This was possible because someone believed in me." Sam's drawing talent also emerged. He began creating his own comic book characters. He created a superhero called Smart Kid. "This character looks like you," Jake said. "Because real superpowers are in our minds," Sam said, repeating Keanu's words. A year later, Sam was completely different. His confidence was grounded, he had many friends, his leadership qualities had developed. The comic book club had become a school club. Keanu occasionally visited the park, watching Sam's development. Every time Sam saw him, he would run and hug him. "Thank you," Sam would say, "for believing in me." Sam gave a presentation on superheroes at school. All the children in the class watched his fascinating presentation. "Real superheroes aren't just in movies," Sam said. "Sometimes someone sitting in a park can be a superhero too, because real power is believing in someone." His teacher, Mrs. Johnson, was very impressed. "Sam, you gave a wonderful presentation. Maybe you'll become a writer in the future." When Sam went home, he told Rachel, "Mom, when I grow up, I'm going to write comic books. I'll write stories for children." "That's a wonderful dream, Sam. I'm sure you'll succeed," Rachel said. "And in my stories, it will always be like this. Lonely children will find friends. No one will be excluded." 2 years later, Sam was 10 years old and one of the most active students at school. Besides the comic book club, he had also joined the drama club and started writing for the school newspaper. Jake was still his best friend. "Do you remember, Sam, when I first saw you, I thought you were weird. How stupid I was." "It doesn't matter, Jake. What matters is that we're friends now." When Keanu visited the park for the last time, Sam was very different now. He was playing with a group of children, explaining something to them. "Keanu!" Sam shouted when he saw him. "Friends, this is my special friend." The children ran to Keanu. "Are you Sam's superhero friend?" they asked. "No," Keanu said with a smile. "The real superhero is Sam. He's my friend." That day, Sam said to Keanu, "Can I ask you a question?" "Sure, Sam." "Why did you help me that day? You didn't even know me." Keanu thought, "Because every child deserves friendship, and sometimes all you need is for someone to believe in you." Sam was now 11 years old, the student representative of his school. The comic book club had grown to 30 members and had become known citywide. One day, Rachel asked her son, "Sam, you're a very different child now. What happened that day in the park?" "Someone showed me I was valuable, Mom, and I want to show that to other children too." Sam now paid special attention to new children coming to school. He would take shy, lonely children under his wing, including them in the group. "No one should be left alone," he would tell his friends. "Everyone is special. Everyone needs friends." Jake said, "You're a real leader, Sam. Like Keanu said, you're a superhero." Today, Sam is 12 years old, one of the most beloved students at school. The comic book club is now a project taken as a model in the city. The stories Sam writes are published in the school magazine. The story that began in the park 4 years ago is the story of a child's transformation from merely experiencing exclusion to becoming a confident leader. And it showed that sometimes all it takes to change a child's life is to show them that you value them. The lesson Sam learned from his comic book that day has now become his life philosophy. Real superpowers are love, kindness, and believing in others. Because real heroes are not those who separate and exclude children, but those who unite them. That day, Keanu didn't just become Sam's friend, he gave him the opportunity to discover his own superpower.